Alright gang, Jason here for the Love of Tractors with the Case IH 9380 Prestige. Brand new release from Ertl. If this looks familiar to you, it should. So this is the Authentics quad track, but what they've done is they've reworked the fenders here on the rear and made this the wheel version of the tractor. Now there were a lot of people that were converting these over by just swapping the wheels. That's kind of inaccurate. You do have to kind of redo those fenders to get this correctly, to be accurate. The Case IH 9380, 400 horsepower from a 14-liter Cummins motor. So popping the hood here, you can see that Cummins represented in there. Decent detail, not fantastic, but pretty decent detail for 1/64 scale, just like in the Authentics quad track. Now, in case you haven't noticed yet, triples all the way around for the big 9380. So that's pretty nice. I've heard a lot of people say they don't like the triples, but triples were certainly a very common thing in a tractor of this era, because at the time, while the quad track existed and Cat also had track options at the time, tracks really hadn't taken over the world just yet. And so if you had big horsepower, chances are you were going to run triples to put that down to the ground. I know all of our tractors, all of our big tractors, before we went to tracks, ran triples. So I do like triples. These particular triples, they're okay. You know, the plastic look of the tire really kind of turns me off on that. But in general, pretty nice setup here on this tractor. Now moving around to the back real quick, we have a huge set of weights back here to weigh this thing down, and then you've got your drawbar back here. Obviously no 3-point on this with the weights in there the way they are. And then you've got your work lights as well as your flashers here. No flasher bar. That wasn't really common until probably the STX series after this series of tractors. So moving around, you do get the articulating rams in the articulating joint like that, so that's really nice. There is not much pivot here, although probably not necessary, but there is a little bit. Steps here with a handrail here. This door does open if you've got, you know, fingernails or a way to kind of grab it. I really don't right now. Looking inside, you know, the typical curse of Case IH, no real steering wheel. We've got the flat disc steering wheel in there, and I went off a little bit on the Steiger 400 video, so I'm not going to get too much into it here, but it's just a massive disappointment to me. Work lights up here, flashers here, work lights here. You do get wipers cast into the glass, all three of them there, 1, 2, 3. So that's pretty nice. Obviously your breather over here with your exhaust over here. And then nice Steiger logo up front. That is the only place you'll find a Steiger logo on this. Everything else is a Case IH logo. So not surprised. This was not long after. This was the generation of tractor, basically, where Steiger and Case IH merged, or I guess Case IH moreover bought Steiger. But at least they're smart enough to keep the Steiger brand, because they know what four-wheel drive sell. This thing does have nice details like the sticker there, like a warning sticker, things like that. So there are a few little details spread. I'm going to pull that open. You can see, like, they kind of made an attempt at like a little turbo casting or whatever there. It's not very great, to be honest with you, but looks decent. You get the mirrors on the side of the cab as well, and the inside of the cab's pretty plain Jane. There are some decals in there for the side console, but pretty plain Jane. So these are running in the neighborhood of, let's say, 35 bucks right now. I did forget to mention the front weights up here as well. So I think it's a pretty darn good tractor for 35 bucks, especially since your kind of run-of-the-mill John Deere Prestige 4-wheel drive that has okay detail is running 35 bucks these days. But this has pretty good detail. And it's nice to see this casting get some more use too on something that's just, you know, besides the quad track. So anyway, that's kind of a shorter video than maybe the last couple videos I've done reviews on. By the way, there's the undercarriage if you want to see it. Not a whole lot going on down there, so that's why I wasn't too keen on showing you that. But anyway, this hood's really wiggly. That bothers me. That's a quality control issue for sure. Does it ruin the tractor? No, of course not. Looks fine up, looks fine down. It's fine. But I just wonder, you know, if you did that a whole bunch, is that going to last? I don't know. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of the 9380 Case IH Prestige. I think it's a nice tractor. I think for $35 you can't go wrong. Tons of customization potential here, in my opinion. So it's kind of my thoughts on it. Anyway, that'll do it for this one, guys. Please do the like, share, subscribe thing. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it, guys. Have yourselves an awesome day. Have your tractor.